Welcome to page 9, where we'll be delving into our 8-page print edition, going beyond the headlines to bring you the story behind the story. After a series of campus tragedies shook the GW community in the last year, the GW Student Association and the administration are making it a priority to address mental health on campus. And Nick Gumas, the Student Association president, ran on a campaign of creating a peer-to-peer counseling program. Now, this week, Ali Kowalski, a Hatchet News editor, is reporting that dream is finally starting to become a reality. It got some key buy-in from administrators and from members of the Board of Trustees. So that support, really key, but what does a green light mean? They've gotten this green light, but what does it actually mean, and how is it going to translate?
Sure. So what this green light means is that for the first time, top university officials are really saying that they're behind Nick Gumas. This is actually going to happen. They're going to be putting their resources and time into this program. After Nick has been petitioning them for about 7 months, they're finally starting to say that this is going to happen. And what it means in the long term is that after Nick graduates, since this realistically won't be created by the end of the spring semester, it'll be on the agenda for future SA presidents to make sure that it's not just left on the back burner.
So he's gotten that green light from officials. So what are the next steps then? You know, what does Nick have to do? What does the administration have to do to actually make this a reality?
So the next steps for him, he's already spoken to just about every top administrator in the Division of Operations where this program would be housed. The next steps are going to be once the University Counseling Center comes to campus in the spring, and there's going to be money and resources, including a new advisor who will be overseeing and help implement the program. And once those people arrive on campus and that money comes in, then it's going to be more down to the nitty-gritties of how will this actually look when it's on campus.
Mm-hmm. But it seems like they are willing to kind of put in those resources. The university is at least. Nick campaigned on this last spring when he was running for SA president on creating this kind of a program. And the administration has really taken note of the need for more mental health program, especially after the campus tragedies we've seen in the last year. So those two visions are kind of coming together, and it also seems like they're recognizing that mental health is not just, you have depression and it becomes super serious, but it's a spectrum, right? Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, the spectrum of mental health has started to be acknowledged more and more on a broad scale and public scale, that it's not just those moments of suicidal thoughts, it's the day-to-day anxieties, it's the build-up, it's the pressure from your friends, from your family that you can't always talk about because it kind of carries around with you on your back and brings you down. So this program is there to catch you in those first steps. It's the bad day that you're catching, it's the bad test that you failed, it's the fight with your boyfriend or girlfriend that you can't go to your friends about because you feel like they've heard it a million times. So it's there to be that extra ear, that anonymous ear that you don't feel awkward going to because they're not going to hold it against you. They're just there to hear you vent and hear you out.
Right, and the anonymity part is really like a key central tenet to this program. It seems like a lot of good could come out of it. Hopefully the program moves forward and more details come through in the coming months. Thank you so much, Ali. We know you'll continue to keep us updated on that. And thank you very much for joining us this week on Page 9, and we'll see you next week.